Hey guys, my name's Camille and welcome to a Folk Against the Machine production. Today I'm going to share a short story with you that I wrote in 2009. It's a morbid tale that deals with death in an urban slum environment. A group of young residents who are all somewhat assembled there. It isn't home for any of them, but it just happens to be the affordable place they came together, living the sort of abject lifestyle that you'll read about. It's a skewed take on life. I hope that as we read, you can summon a vivid world into your creative imagining and come on the journey with these characters. It was published in 2009 on a website called australianreader.com, which has since been pulled down. So I'm really pleased to bring this, my first published story, to you again, published here on YouTube. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more. I have so many more good songs and stories to share with you, much like this one. Let's jump into character as I read Seeing Nero. Boil half a pack of pasta spirals, add a dash of curry powder, serve with salt and pepper. To drink, a cup of hot water, fresh from the kettle. Dessert, a little square of coloured paper and a few cones of hydro to help it kick in. Ignore your aching stomach, sit back and enjoy the colours as the high tide rolls in. What are you doing, gremlin? I look up from my notebook and scratch an itch with my pen. I'm writing a story. A story? What about? It's Troll. He's dishevelled, lethargic and arrogant. You don't want to hear about him. This is my story. It's about me. Not many people get to see the world from a gremlin's eye view. Except for you. You're one of the lucky ones. You've got me to tell you all about it. Trolley isn't surprised that I don't answer him. I scratch away, the words magically spilling between the lines in pretty blue ink, tortured by my awkward script. I write in capitals, since the way I strangle a pen makes it impossible to read anything else. But I always had a way with words, and that means I see things that others can't. That's why I'm writing just now. I can see that Jess has to die. It's only fair. I'm a gremlin who cares for gremlin, but I don't like to see a dog suffer like that. It all started about a week ago. Nero and Troll were out scoring some weed. Jen and I were in the kitchen, and they burst in, all smiles and puppy dogs. They'd brought home a couple of strays. There was a sign out the front saying, "Free pups," so we thought, why not? Trolley laughs. Why not? I could see two... Oh, man, I could give you two good reasons why not. What the hell are they going to eat? As it is, we live on what food I can steal, and the nearby church is charity. The others are useless at shoplifting. What's so hard about it? Provided you've got deep pockets and quick hands, the stuff practically steals itself. Anyway, I already have a dog, a big one. Jerry is a Rottweiler cross boxer, and she has worms about 2 inches long wriggling around in her shit. She only eats what she can find. Sometimes I give her scraps, but I eat once, maybe every 2 or 3 days, so she's on her own. One night we left the butter on the bench. It was half a kilo. When we got up the next day, all that was left was the wrapper on the ground and Jerry with an oily face. It's probably the best thing she'd eaten in a month, but I was still mad at her. Then there's my cat, Ming Li. He's black and he's agile, and he hunts all his own food. Dog is man's best friend. Yeah, well, that's what they say. But for a pauper, cats are better. They feed themselves. If I was happy with lizards and mice, I guess I'd do it too, but then that's why I line my pockets at Woolies. A gremlin's got to do what he's got to do to get by. I can get 3 or 4 Mars bars every time I walk into the servo. Even if I'm just using the toilet. It's like I can inhale them through my pockets almost. But there's 4 of us in the house. Troll and Jen, they've got the master bedroom. Nero's in the second. And me, Jerry and Ming Li sleep in mine. Now where are we going to find food for 2 starving puppies? And they are starving. They've got bloated bellies, googly eyes and little legs that quiver as they leave landmines everywhere you'd want to walk. I mean, they remind me of those pictures you see of African kids on food aid appeals. I told the boys they should name them Kenya and Ethiopia. Trolley thought Kenya was good, but Nero, being Nero, insisted that he calls his Jess. What kind of name is that for a scrawny Goodna pup? The thing would be dead in a month. Nero had to go and pick the runt of a malnourished litter. Well, now I'm waiting for the acid to kick in. Kenya is scampering about the carpet, fatter than she was a week ago. I stole some powdered milk for them. but Jess is shivering, her eyes popping out of her head, and she dumps on the carpet what looks like mashed avocado. It smells of death. Oh, Troll is looking at the avocado dump just now. Hey Nero, your dog's shit again. You better come clean it up before someone steps in it. You know what that means, Troll, I say. Trolley is pleased to see that I've got my nose out of my notebook. He grins at me, determined to enjoy whatever I say next. Acid lets you do that. It means she has to die. That dog is sick, man. Real sick. I've never seen a dog look like that. We can't let her go on like this. It's not right. Nero doesn't take the news well. He needs convincing. I let Troll do the talking. I'd have to catch up my notebook. Yeah. Gradually, he agrees that the runt is deathly ill, and the kindest thing any of us can do is put her down. But he doesn't want to do it himself. That's alright, I say. Troll will do it. Troll looks at me. Behind his blue eyes, his own history flashes back at him. I can't do it, man. He quivers a little as he says that. Why not? Just stick it in a bag and hold it underwater. Anyone can do it. He shakes his head, inhales deeply from his cigarette. Oh, man. I can't kill something. Once I do that, man, it's what? You big girl? It's a sick dog, man, that's all. Nah, it's not the dog, man. It's just the killing. It's not good, not for me. I can't do it. You'll have to do it. I don't want to do it. I never killed anything before. Plenty of toads, maybe a few snakes. Insects don't count, but this is someone's pet. You don't really go and kill a dog, do you? Back on the farm there had been things that needed killing. I was the youngest. None of that ever fell to me. But someone had to do it. This sort of thing is commonplace. I guess a gremlin steps in when others aren't man enough. Alright. I'll have a ciggy, then I'll drown the little runt. You better say your goodbyes, Nero. Nero looks at me with googly eyes. He quivers a little, but he says he understands. Then he picks the little runt up and shares a soppy moment. Troll and I laugh hysterically. It's only a sick puppy, Nero. Don't get too cut up over it. Still, I'd be hit hard if I ever to do the same to Jerry. Not just because she's so much bigger than the runty thing. The acid hasn't kicked in yet, so now's as good a time as any. 2. Nero doesn't want to watch. He's waiting in the lounge room, sucking on a cigarette while the Troll and I head up the hole. I've run a bath in preparation, warm to take the frigidity off the embracing arms of death. Dead dog walking, I declare. Charlie looks on with voyeuristic glee as I hold the quivering pup in one hand and a loose cotton bag in the other. Look at you. You're loving it, Troll smiles. Jerry and Kenya are licking at my heels. I pay Troll little attention except to ask him to shut the door behind us. The dogs needn't see this. I can feel the acid rippling at my brain as I test the water with my forefinger. Jess doesn't struggle as I put her into the bag, though she doesn't like being wrapped up. It's no matter. Once I hold her under the water, her feeble wriggling is useless beneath my outstretched hands. You're enjoying this. I've never drowned anything before. I can feel her life force writhing beneath the surface. She has more strength than I thought she would. I guess she doesn't understand her need to die. You're smiling as she dies. Killer. I am smiling. I can sense the end of her life before it comes. I know I'm doing the right thing. She resists me as I hold her down, and then in a moment as vivid as a needle breaking through your skin to find the waiting vein, I feel her die. Her force is gone. There is only stillness. I feel relief. I hold her under a few moments more. I feel a strange new power. I understand what it is to take a life, decidedly, compassionately. I could do this again. Jerry is very interested when I open the door. She jumps up to see what is in the bag. She's a big dog and I can't stop her from sniffing at it. She won't listen no matter how harsh I tell her to back off. Kenya is interested too. She nips at my heels. I kick her across the hall and she stays in the corner shivering. She's too young to know what's going on, but Jerry knows everything. She falls 2 steps behind me as I head down the hall. She's never looked at me like that before. It's done, Nero. Let's go. We're all going to do this together. Jen finds a piece of cloth for a shroud. It's a vibrant blood red with a blue floral pattern. Jess is limp as I pull her out of the bag. Her wet fur clings close to her skin and her eyes are shut. If it weren't for her tongue sticking out, she'd only look asleep. You want to roll her up, Nero? He's still in the lounge room. No, man, you do it. I don't want to see her until you've done that. I tuck her into her eternal rest and roll her up like a sausage. The flowers sing her a lullaby as the red shroud bleeds in mourning. Nero won't even hold the sausage as we head down the back stairs. It's up to me to lay her in a shallow grave. This isn't my dog. It's too personal for me. I never wanted this. I put her out of her misery, tended to her in death, and now must I seal the earth over her forever? I've already made a little cross out of a stick I found. The others, they have no faith. But words need to be said. Trolley thinks he is God. He says as much, at least. I've got a little New Testament I stole from somewhere. If I were a better son, I would know what verse I'm supposed to read at a funeral. We need some ash if I'm going to do this properly. Charlie gladly lights up a cigarette. We pass it around and flick ash into a random page. Jerry is still very interested in Jess despite the shroud. I kick her away. Ashes to ashes, I tip the ash into the grave. A little of it smears the page as I blow it clear. Once I caught the troll with a cigarette rolled out of the corner from my Bible. I was so mad. I throw in a handful of dirt. Dust to dust. From the earth she came, and to the earth she is returned. Forgive us, Father, for what we had to do. We trust her to thy eternal rest. Do you want to say something, Nero? The marvellous Mark Nero shakes his head. I got nothing, man. Oh, come on, man, you got to say something. He holds up his hands. I can't say something, man. I don't even know what to say. Not good enough. Troll, you say something. Trolley shakes his head. No, I'll be right. You got it covered there, gremlin. Jen? Jen shakes her head. No, Man. Jess was a young dog. It's a shame she had to die. I hope she's in a better place. Jerry sniffs at the hole as I fill it in. I smack the earth down with the flat of my shovel and pound some big rocks and half bricks over the grave. I hope that's enough for her to leave it alone. The tide rolls in waves now, crashing over my consciousness. It's almost time to fly. When I get back to the kitchen, Jerry isn't even following me anymore. I look out the window and I see her stretched out like a sphinx beside the rugged little cross. Sensing me, she looks up. Her eyes are distant, sad. I can tell what she's thinking. I know what you've done. Killer. 3. I'm hungry just now. It's strange. I go days without eating. I only need to browse the local shops to find food. I do whatever it takes for the drugs that take off the edge. None of that eases the hunger now. I felt something new. The acid's gone. There won't be any more money for another week. We'll have to frequent the shops at night and dumper runs. Scavenging the ashtrays for our tobacco. But we've got to find something because there's not much left we can hock in this house. We're nearly out of weed. I've used up all my tick. Jerry keeps looking at me. She won't stop. She dug the grave up the next day and just sat there beside the open hole. Little red sausage with the singing blue flowers in her front paws. She rested her muzzle on it and sat with a sort of kiss, stared up at me with haunting eyes. And I tell Nero, you got to do it yourself this time. You see, she's been disturbed in death. It's because you didn't put her to rest. You got to do it yourself. Come on, man. You know what he does? He puts Jess, shroud and all, into a plastic shopping bag and has Troll drive us 5 minutes down the road to a piece of vacant scrub. Yeah, this is a good spot, he says, and Troll pulls the car to the side of the road. unbuckles his seatbelt. Instead of hopping out to walk to the scrub, lay the creature to rest, silent vigil, Nero, his window down, it's already, hoiks the bag about 8 feet into knee-length grass. Troll laughs hysterically. I shake my head. What a prick. I dug a grave for that creature. I took her life force and buried her beneath the earth, called God the Creator and poured spirit into her lifeless bones with my ceremony. I built a bloody cross for Christ's sake. My dog dug her up because things were not right. There was an imbalance here. Damn it, Nero, there is an imbalance here. Troll drives off and I burn holes into the back of Nero's head with my eyeballs. I hope the prick can feel it. We smoked the last of the cones when we got home. Trolley laughs as he tells Jen about Nero's burial effort. Jerry sits across the room, stares me down. Meng Li licks his balls. We'll have to scrape the bong and smoke the resin tomorrow. I tell Nero that he should get a head start on the dredging so resin is dry in time, but he's already disappeared to his room. Well, they call him Mark Nero, don't you? It's the only fake name that he could think of to give the cops one day. Trouble is, it belongs to one of his mates back home on the coast. What kind of prick goes around dropping his mate's name when he's in trouble? The hunger won't leave me alone. I go to the kitchen to boil myself some pasta. Where's the curry powder? That's not where I left it. What? It's empty. Unless you count the mess on the bench top. Who the hell ate all the curry powder? Trolley laughs. Man, you don't know I don't eat that shit. Trolley eats less than me. He often gives his portion to Jen. Basically, he lives on coke and cigarettes. Damn it! I straw my empty container against the wall. I know Nero had breakfast this morning. I remember the smell of curry filling the house. Now I've got to eat this crap with nothing but salt and pepper. The hunger won't go away. I'll make a head start on the resin. Forget Nero. Me and Troll will smoke it all tonight. I'll hop the microwave tomorrow so I can go and score something fresh. Who needs a microwave when there's no food in the house anyway? Nero comes out of his room when he smells the smoke. We have to smoke it with dumper tobacco. There's no way to make it burn. No other way, man. We don't have any real tobacco. A public ashtray is the poor man's oyster. The black resin tastes foul. Oh, it smells toxic as it burns, and the hit only lasts a few minutes. But stuff him. He's not getting a single toke. There's enough here to last me and Troll all night. We resin the bilge, Nero ventures. I don't answer him. He looks pale. Limp. His eyes are bulging out of his head and his neck is sort of skinny. His Adam's apple is engorged like the belly of a starving African kid and he quivers as I stare at him intently. I am wondering, what colour is his shit? Meng Li stops licking his balls and looks up at me. One leg stuck up in the air, he squints, green eyes disappearing behind the mask of black fur. For a moment I know what he's thinking. Yes, that's right, Meng Li says. He looks just like her. I have to worry when I start knowing what my cat is thinking. Cats are such malicious creatures. They know the hunger. There isn't a day goes by where Meng Li doesn't find a mouse or a lizard to appease his appetite. Sometimes he'll let the lizard go, just to prolong his own enjoyment. He has the hunger. All killers do. 4. It's been 3 days now. Jerry is gone. It is not right for her to be away so long. She's never done this before. Is she down there right now in the little patch of scrub by the road, crouching in the long grass and pressing her lips against the discarded plastic bag in a morbid kiss? I need to fix the imbalance. Why do you want to know that? Trolley asks. Shit. I don't want to let anyone know. So far it's just me and Meng Li. I'm not sure I can trust Troll. You can't trust anyone when you know you have to kill a man. But I have it all planned out now, and I need the Troll's help. He knows how to extract nicotine sulfate from a pouch of tobacco, and I need a lethal dose. It's his own fault. You know, Nero's, that is. He's the one who introduced speed to the house. We're all happy with weed and a bit of acid, plus whatever exotics we could convince our doctors to write up a script for. It's easy to get wicked drugs when the doctor thinks you're crazy, man. But Nero had to sulk because we weren't using any speed. He's Johnny-come-lately, so what gives him the right to demand we waste our cash on an expensive and ineffective drug? $250 a point. Do you know how much weed I can get for that? Or acid, for that matter? This is the most expensive shit I've seen, and it all goes in one night. And does nothing. No matter how much I jack into my veins, I feel no different at all. The others seem to get a buzz. They say they do, at least. I mean, is it just me? I mean, how can they go charging an arm and a leg for a drug that doesn't work? I mean, I've taken it 10 times. It's never done anything besides calm me down. But not Nero. He loves it. It's the reason he is as skinny as a starving African and why his eyes pop out of his head. It's the reason he'll say yes when I offer him to share a point with me on top of the water tower. So the troll doesn't need to know, I'll say. And it's this reason. See, it is the reason that once he's injected with a lethal dose of nicotine sulfate, he'll keel over and die of heart failure. And I'll have met his need to die. And the police won't care. They'll understand in their own piggish way that he's just another junkie dead on the streets and that it's really better this way. It's not murder. It's euthanasia. But I'm angry at him. I'm angry at him for needing to die in the first place. If he'd taken better care of himself, if he'd shown some decency and respect to others, if his eyes didn't pop out of his head, he'd be able to go on living. Instead, he wanks 7 times a day. He uses all the curry powder, throws my cat high up in the air and laughs as the creature struggles to land on his feet. He jacks his entire existence off his veins and wanders around like a zombie, waiting for someone else to end the life he hasn't the decency to end himself. I never wanted this. I never wanted to be a killer. If he just had the balls to kill his own dog, I might have never discovered that such things as these are necessary. I may have never known the hunger. Trolley says he needs a day or two to remember the process. He's got to go and see a mate. I realise he's full of it. Probably never knew how to make nicotine sulfate in the first place. Never mind. There's got to be something else I can get my hands on that makes for a lethal injection. A bad speed cook can be blamed for just about anything, but tonight I overhear the troll tipping Nero off. I'm having a couple of cones in the linen cupboard. They don't know I'm in here. Man, you can't trust him. He's got a quiver in his voice, like maybe he's a little bit scared. Oh, I can tell straight up he's acting. He's got it in for you now, man. Don't take anything he offers you. Not even a glass of milk. He's decided he has to kill you, and I know the prick won't stop until he's seen it through. Nero doesn't take the news well. Shit! Troll! You don't tell someone they need to die! They never understand! Man, what can I do? Nero's voice quivers. He's not pretending. Give me whatever money you got. I'll score something and keep Gremlin distracted. Head straight for the coast. Jump on a train and don't turn back. When you get there, go and stay somewhere. He won't look for you. Somewhere only you know about. Nero takes the bait. He hands over the couple of $100 he's managed to stash from the rest of us and leaves that very hour. Short of bludgeoning him to death, I'm out of options. He's escaped. Like a needle ripped from the vein before the injection. I am hungry. I am furious. Troll! I burst out of the cupboard. I should have burst out while Nero was still there, but what good would it have done to slay him in a blind rage? I'm not spending 7 years in prison just because the useless prick needs to die, and I'm the only one with the brains enough to see it. Well, Gremlin, it's all good, man. He holds up the fistful of cash. He's gone, and I'm not listening. Troll is twice my size. I'm just a gremlin after all. He's always been the muscle on the street. I start the fights. He finishes them. But now I don't care what colour belt he has in Kunjitsu. Now I'm going to kill him with my bare hands. I unleash a torrent of blows. I curse him with every witch's name. I open hellish pit and breathe out contagion. And he laughs at me. He throws me off and he just laughs. He's smoking a cigarette with one hand and fending me off with the other. Curse his long arms, I can't even get near him. It isn't long before he puts me down and I'm so winded, I can't get up. Again, Kenya licks my face. I just saved you from doing the most stupid shit you ever contemplated in your life. You'll thank me one day, but not today. I've had enough of your shit too. Me and Jen are going back to the coast. He slams his bedroom door behind him. I'm left lying in the hallway. Ming Lee walks past and narrows his eyes. You blew it. The next day, they're gone. I go to the servo and steal as many Mars bars as my pockets will hold. They're all gone before I get home. I'm so hungry. The house is quiet now, just me and Ming Lee. Then the doorbell rings. Hey, Gremlin, Troll, you boys there? Ah, it is Stash. He's a fat bag of weed and a grin from ear to ear. Where are the others, he asked, noticing the house is quiet. We couldn't see eye to eye, I reply. How plump he is. Like a fattened calf. I step back from the door and gesture. Come on in. Story ends there. The gremlin finds himself all alone because he's driven everybody away in his crazed lust for death. What a strange character. And then along comes someone else. I don't want to comment too much on the story. I feel what's more important is to ask you guys, what does the story mean to you? Did that bring up any questions, any of your own stories? Did it shape or change anything about the way you're viewing the world? It's not told from a regular perspective, so I would think that there's plenty of comments that you guys could make down below. If you enjoy the video, think about subscribing to the channel. I have more stories to come, plenty of songs, and also some theological essays that I want to unpack as we delve into the concepts of what is folk against the machine. Yeah, I think it's turning into something. As we go on this journey where we just look at the world around us, question the way it is, and ask ourselves, is that the way it needs to be? And just enjoy a diverse range of perspectives. Thanks for watching, guys. Click on some of the other videos if you want to see some of the other stuff that I do. There should be a couple up on your screen right now for you to engage with. Come on, join, subscribe, guys. I've got more for you. Like the video if you enjoy, guys. Thank you very much.
Subscribe.